Welcome to the Mystical Musings Podcast, everybody. We are going deep into your astrological outlook for the week of April 1st, 2025.
Right.
And we have an amazing guest here to help us navigate all these cosmic energies and really break it down to make it make sense.
Oh, thanks.
So we're going to be looking at Becca's blog post, Astrology Weekly Insights for the Week Ahead, and that includes a personalized look at each zodiac sign.
We are.
So, Becca L Heart, author and tarot expert, thank you so much for being our guide today.
It's wonderful to be here again. I'm excited to dive in.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you. I always look forward to these deep insights.
Me too.
So, Becca, you start your weekly insights with talking about moving past some pretty intense energy, almost like we are in the wake of something really big. You even use the phrase eclipse hangovers.
Yeah.
What is the overall vibe as we sort of start this week?
Well, you said it perfectly. It's like this cosmic reset button, that we've all just gone through, and now we're kind of like, whoa, okay, what just happened? So it's this gentler energy that's coming in now. It's like the dust is settling, and we can actually look around and be like, okay, I see, here we are.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's chat about some of these clearer skies.
Right.
Because you mentioned that we're moving past some intense energy, but now we're getting into some clear energy, and we're going to be able to see things a lot more clearly. So you highlight Venus retrograde conjunct, the north node of destiny in Pisces, and this happens right on April 1st. So this is like right out the gate right away. This sounds like a really significant alignment.
It is.
What's the key takeaway here for our listeners with this particular alignment?
I think what's really cool about this alignment is it's our relationships and our values, but then also like our larger journey, like what are we doing here? And so Venus retrograde in Pisces, it's asking us to really go inward, look at how we connect with others, particularly romantically, and what truly matters to us in those bonds. But then when it meets up with the North Node, which is kind of like your soul's compass, it's pointing towards our growth. It suggests that these themes of love, connection are core values. They're really guiding us towards our destiny.
Wow.
So it's a big one.
So it is a really powerful time to reflect on past relationships or even what we desire moving forward in relationships.
Totally.
Okay, so very potent energy happening there.
Yes.
Okay, so then just a few days later, on April 4th, we have a first quarter moon in Cancer.
Yes.
And Mercury retrograde, also conjunct the North Node. Still in Pisces. That's like a cosmic pileup happening.
It really is.
How do all these energies work together?
So the first quarter moon in Cancer, this is really amplifying our emotional world and our need for security and belonging within our closest circle. So this could be family, chosen family, anyone that you really consider like your inner circle that you want to take care of and that takes care of you. And then with Mercury retrograde joining the North Node in Pisces on the same day, it shifts the focus to how we communicate within these nurturing relationships. So retrogrades are all about rethinking and revising. So this could be a period of like really meaningful conversation, maybe even going back to old discussions to gain a new perspective. So it's really about these heart-to-heart talks that help us align our relationships with our soul growth. So they're big conversations.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And it's not just romantic partnerships, but also just any of those foundational relationships in our lives where we really feel supported and held.
Yes, existed, nurtured. Yeah.
Connections that make you feel safe, understood, and ready to face the world.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, cool. So you also mentioned in your blog post some smoother, more supportive energies with Mars in Cancer, harmonizing with Saturn in Pisces and Uranus in Taurus.
Yes.
Now, after all of this retrograde energy, that sounds like a welcome shift.
It is.
What does this bring?
So this is a more flowing energy, for sure.
Okay.
And Mars in Cancer, it can sometimes feel like we're trying to take action from a very emotional place, which can leave us feeling vulnerable. But these beautiful aspects with Saturn and Uranus provide such a nice balance.
Oh, okay.
So Saturn in Pisces is giving us this grounded spiritual energy. So it's like we can really channel our passions with more focus and wisdom.
Oh, I like it.
And then Uranus in Taurus. This is bringing in the element of surprise and encouraging us to embrace our authentic selves and express those desires with confidence.
Wow, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so even amidst all of this, like deep inner reflection of the retrogrades, there's this underlying current that's really empowering us to step into our truth.
Exactly.
I love that. So then things get really interesting here because on April 6th, the Sun in Aries opposes Jupiter in Gemini.
Yes,
And then Venus retrograde conjuncts Mars on the very same day. That is a lot of powerful energy hitting us all at once.
it is.
So what can we expect from this?
So the Sun in Aries opposite Jupiter in Gemini can create a feeling of expansive energy and optimism. So you might feel a little surge of confidence, like luck is on your side, but oppositions also bring this pull dynamic.
Okay,
So it's about finding a balance between asserting those individual desires, which is that Aries energy, and being open to new ideas and communication, which is that Gemini energy. And then Venus retrograde conjunct Mars adds this really powerful layer of desire and passion. But because Venus is retrograde, this energy might manifest as a rekindling of old passions,
interesting.
a new perspective on current relationships, or even just the deeper understanding of your own desires and connection. So, this is a time when relationships can definitely experience some significant shifts, growth, even a renewed sense of spark. And
It sounds exciting.
it is.
Okay, cool. Now, you included a really helpful mystical tip in your blog post about the first quarter moon in Cancer. You suggest it's a really opportune time to really assert our goals and reflect on what came up for us during the eclipse season.
Absolutely.
Can you kind of elaborate on how we can best use this energy?
So, the first quarter moon is this pivotal point in the lunar cycle, and it's where we take the initial seeds that were planted during the new moon and start to really actively cultivate them. And coming right after the intensity of eclipse season, this particular first quarter moon in Cancer invites us to reflect on any insights or revelations that we had during that time. What became clear, what shifts occurred, and now is the time to consciously decide how we want to move forward. Engaging in practices like meditation, journaling, or even just having like a really good conversation with someone you trust can really, really help to clarify your intentions and set your course.
Wow, yeah.
And like the tip mentions, pulling a tarot card can also offer a beautiful layer of guidance and perspective as you navigate those decisions. Of
I love that. And I'm a huge fan of tarot myself. I know you are too.
course, it's my language.
And actually, I think we're going to link to your new course down in the show notes
Yes,
because I think a lot of people find a lot of benefit in tarot, and sometimes it's hard to get started. So I think your course is really beneficial, and I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit later. So that was such a helpful overview of the week's major astrological themes. I really appreciate you walking us through those.
my pleasure.
I know what everyone's really tuning in for, though. The personalized horoscopes, of course. So let's dive into what the cosmos has in store for each of the zodiac signs this week.
Let's do it.
Starting with Aries, what should Aries be focusing on this week?
So, for you, Aries, the focus is on cultivating stability. You might experience moments this week where you're feeling a little unanchored, but consciously working on staying grounded will really support your progress. And also be mindful of where you're directing your energetic fire
Okay,
and ensure that you're not pouring too much into others at the expense of your own well-being.
yeah. Make sure you're filling your own cup first.
Exactly, you can't pour from an empty cup.
That's great advice for everybody, but particularly for the fiery Aries.
Yes.
Okay, what about Taurus? What's the cosmic guidance for Taurus this week?
Taurus, the universe is inviting you to trust the flow this week, so pay attention to the subtle signs and synchronicities around you and try to embrace a more go with the flow attitude. Even if it feels a bit outside of your usual comfort zone, expect the unexpected. It could lead to some interesting new pathways.
Taurus. Love to be comfortable.
So do you...
This is a good challenge for them, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so now for Gemini. What is the key for Geminis this week?
Gemini, you might encounter some situations that require some careful thought and analysis this week.
Okay.
And with Mercury retrograde in play, be gentle with yourself if you find yourself overthinking.
Yeah. Geminis are known for that.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, trust your intuition. You already know the answers deep down inside.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on to Cancer. What does the week look like for Cancers?
Cancer. This is a wonderful week to nurture those closest bonds and allow yourself some joy.
Okay.
So, despite the deeper introspection of the retrogrades, connecting with your friends and loved ones can actually lead to some really significant personal insights.
So important it is having fun.
Yes, prioritize those enjoyable connections.
Yes. Love that. Great advice. Okay. What about Leo?
For Leo, directness is key. If something feels unresolved, don't try to brush it under the rug or keep things superficially chill. Expressing your feelings openly and honestly is going to be the most effective way to clear the air.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Because it can be easy to just avoid those hard conversations. So, good advice for everybody there.
And for Virgo, you may not have a complete picture of others' emotions right now, particularly in your love life. More will be revealed soon.
Okay.
Relationships are in a process of review and adjustment right now, thanks to Mercury and Venus retrograde, which ultimately will lead to greater clarity.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, what about Libra?
Libra, be aware that information that's been hidden or unclear is likely to surface in the near future, though it might not be this exact week.
Okay.
So, in the meantime, choose your words carefully to avoid any unintentional involvement in gossip.
Ooh, very good advice. I like that. All right. And for Scorpio?
Scorpio, you might feel a tension between your own perceptions and how others are interpreting you. Try not to take things too personally. Everyone is navigating the current astrological energies in their own way. Stand firm in your own truth.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so easy to get caught up in what other people are thinking and doing.
It is.
Yeah. Great advice. Okay, what's the guidance for Sagittarius this week?
Sagittarius, it's time to really acknowledge and appreciate your unique talents and embrace that inherent courage that you have.
Okay.
Your passion will shine brightly this week, even if you're feeling a bit hesitant about making any significant new commitments. Just be brave and trust those intuitive nudges to take leaps when opportunities arise.
I love that. Okay.
And for Capricorn, trust your instincts this week, Capricorn, and remember that important purpose that drives you.
Okay.
You're on a powerful and ambitious path. Use the energy of the present to fuel those future aspirations. You're capable of achieving really great things.
Yes, you are. Capricorns are amazing.
They are.
Okay, so now for Aquarius. What is the focus for Aquarians this week?
This is a time for reflection on your priorities, Aquarius. Consider who and what truly deserve your energy and commitment. This might involve making some conscious choices about where to focus your efforts and perhaps even letting go of things that no longer serve you.
Okay.
So it's about really streamlining where your energy's going.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. And finally, for Pisces, this week brings?
A culmination point in your relationship experiences, Pisces. Important questions and insights are likely to surface as you really tune into your emotions and your thoughts. So lean on the support and wisdom of your loved ones. Their perspectives can offer valuable guidance as you deepen your understanding of yourself within your connections.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, those were such insightful, personalized readings.
Thanks.
Becca, thank you so much for guiding us through all of that.
My pleasure.
Now, for those of you listening who want to delve even deeper into all of these cosmic insights, how can they connect with you further?
So, if you're looking for more in depth guidance and astrological wisdom, please visit my website at mysticalmusetarot.com. You'll find my blog, Mystical Musings, there with even more articles and insights. And I also have a YouTube channel called Mystical Muse Tarot, where I share weekly readings and uplifting content to help you navigate the energies. And for anyone who is interested in harnessing the power of tarot to really shape their reality, I'm so excited to share my new mini course, Tarot for Manifestation.
Yes.
It is a step-by-step program designed to help you use tarot and the law of attraction to create the life you desire. You can find all the details to that and my other resources in the show notes.
Wonderful. We will make sure to include links to all those resources in our show notes for everyone listening.
Perfect.
Becca, thank you so much for this incredibly informative and personalized deep journey into the week's astrology.
My pleasure.
It has been truly illuminating.
Thank you for having me again.
And thank you for tuning in to the Mystical Musings Podcast. Don't forget to visit mysticalmusetarot.com. Check out the Mystical Muse Tarot YouTube channel and explore Becca's blog, Mystical Musings, for even more cosmic guidance. And definitely consider exploring her Tarot for Manifestation mini course. Until our next episode, bye-bye everybody.
Take care.
See ya.